everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we will be learning about text structure and purpose questions that comes in your reading and writing section of SAT. These questions are very easy and you just need to identify the main purpose and overall structure of the text. So purpose is more like what it is written about, and its structure, that why was it written and what way the writer, why that way writer chose to write, right? So let's just begin. So we'll have this question so we can have an idea that what kind of questions will be we assist with. So it says that the following text is from Charlotte Perkins Gilman 1910 poem, The Earth's Entail. No matter how we cultivate the land, taming the forest prairie free, no matter how we irrigate the sand, making the desert blossom at command, we must always leave the borders of the sea, the immeasurable reaches of the windy wave wet beaches, the million-mile long margin of the sea. So that's like a poem which we need to read and understand that what it is trying to say. I hope you'll take time and read this and try to understand. After that, it says, the question says, which choice best describe the overall structure? See, so it's just asking you about what do you think the structure of that could be. So it could be that the speaker provides examples of admirable way of approaching nature and then challenges that approach. Okay, so you here we are not admiring it, we're probably trying to save it. So I don't think so this will be the answer. The speaker describes the attempts to control the nature and then offers a reminder that not all nature is controllable. Then I think B is the answer. Hmm. And then I think B is the answer. Let's just try. I haven't solved these. Yeah, B is the answer because it actually tells us here we are like no matter. So no matter, so हमारे पास overall structure, ये जो questions होते हैं ना overall structure के, it always gives you these small words like to criticize, no matter. These words actually help you to know what is happening. So no matter how we cultivate the land, it's like no matter how much we try to control it, it will, there will be some things left which will be uncontrollable. So that's how I got the answer. After that, it tells us that how should we think about the text structure and purpose. The text structure and purpose questions are all about seeing past the surface of a passage. Instead of just what text says, these questions dig into why and how. So we don't need to look into what. Okay, so what we usually do when we're reading a passage, we're just understanding like what it's trying to say. But we, in these questions, we need to see and think, logically, ki why it is trying to tell us, or how it is trying to tell us. So for the structure, it might ask you the purpose. What is the purpose behind the passage? Why did the author write it? What did they want to accomplish? What's the point? So they probably use these words to explain, to illustrate, to criticize, to argue, to introduce. So they might write it just because of this. So that's like a trick about the structure. Structure is how a passage works to achieve its purpose, right? So a structure can be often described as a sort of motion. So it's more like how it was written. So separating a text structure from its content can be difficult, but it often helps to consider how the ideas within the text relate to one another. Do they disagree? So structure means, for instance, here we actually read the structure. We read the first line, it says something, and the second line, first line tells something and the second line partially disagrees with that. So that's how you're going to solve it. All right, then let's go to these. Okay, we, so this question that comes to us is, how do we approach these text and structure purpose? Identify the task. The best trick that I've always told you guys to do is to read the question, to read what it's asking you. It's probably asking overall structure and main purpose. If it asks you about the overall structure, then you should look forward to the overall structure. So you need to keep in your mind and then, read the passage. And if it's asking you about the main purpose, then you need to keep that in your mind and, answer accordingly. So that's how it happens. Then summarize the text, test the choices. What could be the specific tips that could be given to a person to actually um to pass these questions the best? So we really don't need to stray beyond the focus. You need to actually eliminate all the choices that do not actually directly address to the passage. So for instance, if I give an example, so for instance, choice A introduces the word admire, which makes a judgment about whether these attempts to control nature are good or bad, but the poem doesn't discuss whether things are good or bad. We can eliminate this choice. So choices like that, which is not at all mentioned in the passage, you really can leave. And then be strict. You don't need to be lenient. You don't need to be kind to the choices. You need to be very strict while solving these. Then it says that you will lean on the transitions, and yeah, that's how you can solve these types of questions. In my next video we'll be seeing how we'll be also going through some of the more questions of text and structure purpose. And I really hope this video helped you, and if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to reply you guys. Thank you.